Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S., or should help South Africa, and should help the Iraq and little Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for it. Thank you very much.
It's important to take a step back and realize that actually Kamala Harris's stupidity, and we'll show you example after example after example from last night, but her denseness and empty suit on these issues, like the fracking issue, this is unbelievable. This is the best one of the night, maybe. The fracking issue is so good because it just shows she's an empty shell of a human being. She's a husk. There's nothing there. There's no values that tie her down. There's no morals. There's nothing anchoring her at all. She is one of those waveable, inflatable arm men, right, in front of the used car lot. She's one of those people. And she's been totally and completely captured by our intel agencies, and they're running her as a system candidate. The person doesn't matter. All that matters is that they maintain the infrastructure of power, the structures of power that Lisa Monaco and Susan Rice and all of the Obama apparatchiks and everybody who Trump fired, that they all get their jobs back, that they all get their lawsuits settled, that they all keep the federal government belonging to them. It's an important reminder that Kamala Harris was, as a junior senator, put on the Intel Committee. Why? Why is Kamala Harris put on the Intel Committee? She's stupid, right? You can see that in her Senate questioning. She's dumb, but she was selected. Not elected, selected. Way back when. Kamala Harris knows, and she's known this her entire career, that she does not deserve the station that she has, that she is not worthy of the positions that she is being accelerated into. And maybe not that she's not worthy, but that she's not ready, right? And clearly this was on display last night, that she's being hyper-accelerated based on the leftist obsession with intersectional politics and identity politics, and she's being accelerated in these positions for them to try and trick people into voting for her. And in order for that to work, Kamala Harris has to stay as far away from the cameras as possible, because she shreds up when she starts talking and when people start realizing how dumb she is, what a liar she is. And so this is the point of Kamala Harris. The point of Kamala Harris is a feature, not a bug. She's there to be stupid. She's there to be an empty husk. She's there to be an empty vessel. She's simply there to be a placeholder, much like Joe Biden was. And actually, the feature is that she doesn't believe in anything. She doesn't stand for anything. She's a totally, wholly, controllable, empty pantsuit. And that's it. And that's what you saw last night. And a system runs people like this. And the system does this in order to survive. It's parasitic. It's grotesque, actually, in its practices. But the system continues. If they can trick people into voting for individuals like Kamala Harris, Joe Biden. And they have to do this through a series of riggings. They have to do this through the corporate press, who they control stem to stern. They have to lie to the American people. In fact, their native tongue is lying to the American people, whether it's about WMDs in Iraq, whether it's about the COVID shots, whether it's about, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor with Obamacare. It's all lies. It's all predicated on one single goal, which is to maintain and keep and engorge more power. Kamala Harris is, of course, there to do that. It will be complete and total unanimity of government. She will keep on every person with who currently serves for Joe Biden, and she will keep the entire government, the rotted, diseased government infrastructure apparatus that has censored Americans, that has persecuted Americans, that has started multiple wars, that has spiraled our national debt, that has crippled our economy, that has trampled your personal rights, your civil liberties, she will keep that going. That machine must continue and carry on. That's the point of Kamala Harris, and it's proven last night. Okay, so this is the easiest way for me. We're going to play some longer clips of Kamala's answers, and we're going to break them down. But here's the easiest way. This is the easiest way for us to actually explain to you what an empty vessel this is. Kamala Harris, who apparently forgot that TV cameras, the internet exist, went onto a debate stage when she was running for president. Remember, she's an intel asset. She was anointed to the intel agency, the intel committee in the Senate. That's like the highest committee you can get on. That happened as a junior senator, like immediately. They were priming her and grooming her entire career. This is why she has such crippling anxiety. This is why she looked like such a train wreck last night, because she's not ready for primetime. She's a choker. She's known in the sports world as a choker. Somebody who has a lot of hype in the draft, somebody who has a lot of press and media coverage, and then they hit the big time, they hit the big lights, and they collapse right onto their face. They fumble, they miss shots, they're a nightmare. They're a choker, okay? Kamala Harris, extremely unprepared for this current moment. And it's clear that what she has, much like Barack Obama, what has happened with Kamala Harris is that the infrastructure, the permanent state, the ghost in the machine realizes that they have a perfectly controllable idiot who tickles the nerves of like white left-wing wine moms, and just based on her identity, and that they're going to try and cobble something together, okay? And based on far less on Kamala Harris, anything about Kamala Harris, far more about Donald Trump, right? Trying to create a contrast with Trump. Well, to create a contrast with Trump, you're going to have to stand for something. Orange man bad is not a presidential policy or platform. That doesn't help anyone. Orange man bad, however, is all that the DNC convention was about. Kamala Harris's vacuous speech, not really about anything. But that's because what was proven last night in this, what was a 50-minute interview, it only aired for 18 minutes. Well, why would that be? There's a 50-minute interview. CNN has 50 minutes of this interview. They won't release the transcript. They edited the answers. We now know this. Kamala Harris is still collapsing in the polls, and they refuse to release the full interview. Release the interview. Then we're going to get that trending today on X. Okay. Here we go. Kamala Harris forgot that TV cameras and the internet existed. Here's why. Because Kamala Harris said this in the year 2019, when you had a very similar Kamala Harris boom and bust. And remember, Kamala Harris had all of this glowing media coverage. She had spiked in the polls. There were a bunch of people who were fawning all over her. She was a really special candidate. Wow, so history, so fresh, so history. This is what they tried to pull in 2020, and it collapsed spectacularly. Kamala Harris didn't even make it to Iowa. They ran Kamala Harris as like a far extremist left-winger, and here's what she had to say about fracking.
Question, I'm in favor of banning fracking. So, yeah, and starting with what we can do on day one around public lands. Right?
We clapped.
And then there has to be legislation. But yes, and this is something I've taken on in California. I have a history of working on this issue. And to your point, we have to just acknowledge that the residual impact of fracking is enormous in terms of the impact on the health and safety of communities. Yeah, so thank you.
Oh, okay. So she's in favor of banning fracking, and applause. We clapped. Yay, we liked it. She loved it. She said it as an applause line. She waited. She paused. She waited for all of the adoration of strangers, which, of course, is how you know a true sociopath is the people who obsessively search out for the adoration of total and complete strangers.
Man, just sit there and shut up. This ain't no democracy.
Yes, it is.
No, it ain't. This is the United States. Your ass belong to me. They don't give a damn about you. They don't like you. I don't like you. Nobody likes you.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. I've learned in my time working in media that people are attracted to the truth. They know when they're being lied to. People are not like dull, mindless, smooth-brained, seal-clapping sheep. Some people are. Some people want to be lied to. okay? But they have other psychotic, psychosexual like issues, daddy issues, hormonal imbalance, stuff like that. They like being lied to. All right, they make for miserable people. It's called the Democrat Party. It's the DNC convention. It's filled with them. You go look at them like cattle, right? And it's like obvious. These people don't want to live in reality. Most people want to live in reality. They like the truth. Most people actually hate being lied to. They can spot a liar, and as soon as you lie to them, well, they'll lose trust in you. And so that's why we build an entire channel off of speaking truths. Some truths I don't like, right, on this channel. Some truths are tough to talk through on this channel. But they are. It is true, and so you have to speak the truth. The truth shall set you free. Kamala Harris refused to speak the truth. She lied again and again and again in her interview last night on CNN. She snuck and slunk away, and she used awkward and a very, very painful, like sort of like pander and cadence in her voice to just kind of like mull through blah answers on pretty much everything. Like here, she's do you regret lying about Joe Biden, being mentally handicapped? Kamala, no, not at all. Joe Biden's a beautiful, wonderful person. He's so smart, and he has so much vigor, she said. Well, then why isn't he the Democrat nominee? It's like, it's so easy, these people.
The simplest way to put it, I have problems. I worry about diseases, nausea, cold sweats, hot sweats, fever, blisters, difficulty breathing, difficulty swallowing, blurred vision, involuntary trembling, numb lips, pelvic discomfort. What if my heart stops beating? What if I'm looking for a bathroom, I can't find it? My bladder explodes. Have you ever heard of Tourette's syndrome? Shit-eating son of a bitch! Bastard! Douchebag! Numbnut! Head!
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. It's nice to know that you are literally witnessing history, and sometimes that history comes with the name Trump and Kennedy and sparklers, and it's totally freaking awesome. The Kennedy and Trump dynasties joining forces in order to defeat the corrupt establishment. Man, where have I heard this before? It's like a literal superhero comic book. It's like the Avengers in a way. It's like so complete with pyrotechnics. So freaking awesome. Speaking of, this is what President Trump posted on Truth Social with the MAGA Avengers. I guess this would be the Justice League, right? With Trump as Superman, Vivek, Tulsi, Kennedy, Vance, Elon. It's pretty awesome. I like JD Vance's little Batman horns here. It was like, that's good. He should try. He's try on the bat suit, and he should totally do it. Trump is Superman. It's worse. Trump 2024. There you go. This is what President Trump posted, and it's true. There is a crazy group of people who are uniting together against the Democrat Party right now, and it is a wild romp that's happening. The polls are actually starting to crater for Kamala Harris, and many pollsters whisper in my ear, little birdies tell me that Kamala Harris is heading towards Joe Biden territory, like down 5 and 7 points. That the diabetes type 2 sugar high of Kamala Harris, of like the corporate media, is all evaporates as soon as Kamala Harris opens her mouth, which is what we saw last night in the CNN interview. Nicole Shanahan is somebody who is a very interesting person. She's a mom. She's a crunchy mom, right? She's like married to a venture capitalist, a rich, successful person out of Silicon Valley, doesn't actually need to do this kind of stuff. She decided to run with RFK on a ticket, and she was going to be the vice president, right? She still has the Kennedy 2024 logo and everything here on X. She's the first person to actually come out and say, you know what, we're going to endorse Trump. We're planning on endorsing Trump. She was the first person to break that news, I think by design. But it's not just the endorsement of Trump that they did. They're now cutting ads, like professional, beautiful ads that are hysterical and are worthy of like Saturday Night Live level quality and humor in order to like hit at the libs that are attacking them, the Trump derangement syndrome libs. And I never thought I'd see the day. But holy smokes, please watch this troll of TDS infected libs by a Democrat, I think, right? Who's endorsed Trump. What a world.
Are you or your loved ones suffering from illnesses such as TDS, also known as Trump derangement syndrome? Do you dismiss or deny the current issues facing our country, such as historic inflation, illegal immigration, corporate corruption, World War III escalations, and the chronic disease epidemic? Are you willing to elect someone who was the least popular vice president in modern history, and who offers no policy or vision for America simply because your brain keeps telling you anyone but Trump? If so, you might be struggling from TDS. Introducing Independence. Independence allows you the freedom to finally think independently once again. Instead of believing everything you hear from the mainstream media, Independence allows for constructive critical thinking.
I used to hear people on the news say things like,
Donald Trump and the movement he has encouraged are a threat to democracy.
And I instantly believed it. With Independence, I now realize the media is run by the Democrat elite, who are a corrupt oligarchy that censors free speech, silences political opponents, supports forever wars, and abandons democracy by anointing its candidates.
Independence may not be for everyone. If you enjoy being lied to about your president's cognitive abilities, support Orwellian totalitarianism, or are excited about communist fiscal policy, Independence may not be right for you. Common side effects of Independence may include an awakening of rational thought, successfully identifying propaganda, freedom of choice, loss of hatred, anti-narcissistic behavior, and love of democracy.
I used to blindly hate whoever my party was running against. I didn't care about facts or policy because I was hopelessly indoctrinated. With Independence, I'm much more interested in policies that uphold democracy, and I truly care about the health of our country and its citizens.
Ask your doctor if Independence is right for you, and enjoy your freedoms once again.
Well, first of all, I think let's just take a step back and look at the lead up to this massively hyped up interview. They've been hyping this up now for over a month. She's going to do a big interview before the end of the month. And so everyone was watching. We're looking, okay, what is this big interview going to be? Finally, Kamala Harris, after 39 days, Queen Kamala descends from her tower to come and talk to the little people. Yeah. And then what we saw made very clear what they've been trying to hide. She came across as very weak, insecure, clearly out of depth on any kind of issues, and not even knowing where she stands on different issues or frankly what her plans are. And she came across as someone who's afraid. And what she's afraid of is that we, the people, will see what she's trying to hide, and that there will be this moment that the American people will be like that child that has the courage to say, hey guys, the emperor's got no clothes on. And that's her right now, and that's what came across, and I think has been made very clear. It'll be interesting to see now whether they stick with this strategy of trying to hide her, or whether the American people are going to continue to see who Kamala Harris really is.
Well, that's right. What's the alternate strategy now? Because I really think this is a big moment in the campaign. So do the betting markets, by the way, which totally flipped in favor of Donald Trump after this aired. How do you play it? Do you hide her more and play into the caricature that she's not capable? Do you put her out there? But if you put her out there, then she has to actually answer questions, and the big debate's coming up. So where do they go next?
Yeah, who knows what they're going to do? I'm sure they're telling themselves and telling her that she did a good job. But I can tell you what the American people need to hear, and they need to see from both candidates running for president, is who are you, what do you stand for, what is your record, and what is your plan to solve what is so broken in this country. I've been traveling with President Trump across different states just over this past week alone, and I've seen him in real time talking with reporters, answering tough questions that have not been pre-vetted, answering questions from voters in the country, speaking about his record, speaking about issues. Voters deserve that from every candidate running for president, and they are not getting it from Kamala Harris, and I think we're seeing why, because she doesn't have anything to say.
Путин в ближайшее время отправится в Улан-Батор. В то же время Монголия является страной-участницей Международного уголовного суда. Нет ли в Кремле переживаний по этому поводу? Спасибо.
Нет переживаний. У нас прекрасный диалог с нашими друзьями из Монголии. Разумеется, визит, все аспекты визита тщательно готовились. Никаких переговоров у Дурова с Кремлем не было, а то, что он посещал Россию, он гражданин России. Он свободно передвигается.
Good evening, cowards. Rick Hubbard, 97 Spruce Lane. Nice to see a bunch of fat, ugly women. What?
Excuse you.
What?
Can we stick to the agenda?
No. I'm speaking. They're fat, ugly women is what they are.
We're not having that.
Let's talk about it.
We're not having that.
You don't have to buy.
That ain't free speech.
It's called free speech. Buy.
That's not free speech. That's insulting.
Buy. That's good. Shut up.
Okay, everybody, stop. Let Mr. Hubbard speak, please. Enough. Go ahead, Rick.
And we wonder why children are retarded stupid today. We wonder why. We wonder why when we have these pathetic people here called teachers rape the children's mind. And if you people are too stupid to know what rape is, it's called control, you morons.
Are you speaking directly to the book?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
it reflects off that wall there and comes back into your ears. Imagine
Focus
that.
on the book, please, because that's what Citizens Forum is
I'm
about.
talking about the book.
Okay.
I'm talking about the stupidity of the people who want the book in the high school. That's what I'm talking about. The retards that we have in our community.
I don't know that we need to allow this kind of abusive speech. I'm not aware of what the process is, but I
go ahead
I
and
think we have
violate
a
my
right
constitutional
to
rights.
this
I
kind of
dare
abuse.
you.
Well,
That's not very
Dare
nice.
you.
Say
Violate
something.
my constitutional rights. Go ahead.
Mr. Hubbard, would you please
something.
say something specific about the book so that we can let you continue speaking rather than making these generalities?
Can I get there?
Fast, really fast.
No, there's no fast. You
I'm
don't tell
saying
me how to
fast.
speak.
Excuse me?
You don't tell me how to speak.
Well, yeah,
Be
I am
quiet.
telling
Give me
you.
my
I'm
5
telling
minutes.
you how to speak in this situation. Yeah.
Shut up and give me my
Point
5
of order.
minutes.
I'd like to propose a recess.
Sit down, please.
I'd like to propose
My
a
5
recess.
Now, don't interrupt me. This is my constitutional
Dr. Meader,
right to
point of
speak,
order.
and
I'd like to
ugly
propose a
people don't
recess.
like
This
it.
is unacceptable.
Huh, imagine
I
that.
propose a recess.
Oh, cowards.
Okay. Do I have a motion to recess?
I move to recess.
Bye,
All in
girls.
favor of recessing? Yeah, maybe sit down and take a breath.
No, I have the
Okay,
right
then
to
you can
speak to
continue
You
speaking,
people
but
are
we're
stupid.
recessing. So. Rick, you got 2 minutes left.
2 minutes and
Your time.
51.
Oh, you sure?
2 minutes and 51 seconds.
2
I'm
minutes and
keeping
50.
time.
It's almost 3 minutes.
That-
Okay, so you got.
Hold on a second now. Is that through the interruptions from these clowns here? Does that include that, or are you going to give me back
You
that
know what?
time?
Let's give him a full 3 minutes.
Okay.
Ooh, wow, 7 seconds?
Yeah. I
Time's
think that was
ticking.
9.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Is it
welcome.
starting?
Ready?
Go for it.
Is it starting? Okay.
Yes.
So I was going on that I don't believe you clowns are helping the citizens of the city of Dover. See, what happens is, and I've been looking at this for quite a while now, and it's so ugly and true. It's really gross. See, what happens is teachers teach children, okay? And then those children grow up, and they have brains. And then adults with brains, I'm getting there. You calm down now. Calm down.
I'm calm. I'm just trying to get you to
Don't
the
interrupt
point.
me. You're interrupting me again.
Sorry.
Thank you. Now give me 15 seconds.
No.
Oh, good.
Whatever. Keep going.
Okay. So these children grow up and become adults. And now they're just as stupid as they were taught, right? Or just as smart as they were taught. And so what happens is we all become dumber and dumber and dumber. And we don't even have the brains right now in our society to see that this book is not worthy to be where it is. I've heard a lot of people talk about sexual assault, but I haven't heard anybody say that they were. Maybe you did. No, I can't remember.
Are you kidding me right now?
Take it easy.
But anyway, there's a difference between people talking about it and people who have been through it, okay? So when you go through it, you know what the difference is and where up is up and down is down and left is left and right is right and wrong is wrong. And you people are dumb people. You're not smart enough to know that you should take this book out and put it in the, potentially put it in the regular library.
And you're the pinnacle of intelligence. You have 1 minute.
Shell.
I love stupid people. They're so freaking. So anyway, that's why we have a bunch of morons in front of us today, because they grew up being taught by stupid people and communist people and indoctrinating people. That's why you people don't have the brains to see that this could be hurting children of the future who are going to grow up and be just as dumb as you people. Probably dumber.
Thank you.
Do I have any more time left?
You have 21 seconds.
So there's nothing that's going to change here. You communists are going to do what you do, and the public is just going to pay the price. That's all. And at some point, the tide's going to change, and then you people are going to be extinguished. That's all.
Extinguished?
That's what happens.
Time.
Yeah, we're all extinguished.
Thank you.
That's your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, communists. Have a good night.
You too.
You too.